Ask about him, and nobody likes our president, so.
Mm. But one of the things that the costumes also revolve around are things that you would see for the All Hallows Eve. So
Yeah.
you get witches and ghouls and
It's the only time.
vampires and
It is the one
Draculas
time a
and,
year when.
and devils.
Where basically girls can dress nearly naked and get away with it.
Oh, yeah, actually that's true, huh?
Then I can't do it at any other time because,
And you can dress nearly naked in public.
yeah, and they expect to see you wearing things that show lots of chest, lots of back, and lots of leg up to the thigh. That's because everything you're playing is from. There is no modern. There's really no modern character for a woman to play. And it was a Halloween costume. It's all old stuff. It's you're playing pirates' wenches. You're playing women that have been bit by vampires. You're playing everything old. It's basically from another time. And so it's perfectly acceptable. You'll see more chest shown on Halloween because here's the thing is, there are ungodly amount of modern references for males. You can sit there and go play, Captain Jack Sparrow. You can be John Wayne. You can be Clark Gable. You can be Red Butterfly.
Well, you'll probably see a lot of ones being vampires.
Yeah,
Would be my
but
guess.
a guy can play characters from the Twilight thing and from True Blood. There's no women characters, really none that people can associate with.
You could be Bella.
Yeah, but they're not going to see Bella costume. You know why you're not going to see things like this? Because
Bella,
okay,
Bella, and we're talking about, now I'm blanking out, the Twilight series.
but-
Bella, because she wears a t-shirt and jeans.
okay. I'm going to try to explain it from another
A
standpoint.
few years ago, Sarah
What
Palin was
can
so popular.
women do at this time of year they can't do at other times of year?
Wear hardly anything.
They can be naughty.
Yeah.
Even the most, I knew people in college that were basically, we weren't square, they were so bad, they were triangle. They were rectangles. And sometimes they would be triangles.
Well, and one of the things that's really popular is the Hollywood, the Halloween parade, or what is it?
Yeah, it's over.
The Halloween party in West Hollywood.
Yeah, which gets a little out of control.
Well, they have some fabulous costumes
Well,
and
actually,
a lot of rear showing.
our lack of costumes.
They're showing off the
And
asset.
like I said, it's because but the thing is that, like I said, that while there are things, I really never give it a whole lot of thought until we thought about actually going to something. There's really nothing modern for women to dress up as that basically lets them go out half naked.
I could dress up as the bikinis are.
We can dress up as the bikinis are, yeah, but that's not actually that's called a treat. That's not called a trick, so no matter what. But no, we
They
actually,
even call that a costume.
we thought of sending her out as Vampira because she's got the dark hair. And we do have a really nice spider web outfit that she hasn't worn yet, which she can wear, but we're not getting any Halloween invites until the 31st, and we aren't here the 31st.
I know, we'll actually be in Vegas.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you would think, well, Las Vegas, because
No, actually, they're also celebrating on the weekend too.
they're all celebrating before time, so there's no bloody parties in Las
kind of-
Vegas on the 31st of
It's kind of
October.
anticlimactic.
I know. There's no party. There's one. I got invited. Actually, my other self, not me. They don't like me, but my other self is really important. He's been invited to all sorts of things, and someday, when I'm gone, we'll tell you who my other self is because he's impressive. I'm not. Him you want to see on camera. Him you want to see talk. Him you want to see everywhere. And you say, but why? He is so impressive. Why aren't you? Well, it's all in the name, folks. That's why I would say that. So, but basically, there are also costumes of pop culture figures. Other popular trends for women, in some cases, men use a Halloween excuse to wear practically nothing. You think I read that before, right at the end?
You might have, but you already know that anyway.
But no, the big thing about Halloween is the efforts to ban Halloween are unbelievably bad. You would think there's for instance, I think in Massachusetts, there's left-wing teachers that are wanting to have the principles, you shall not celebrate that that racist holiday, that racist time, if your children wear
I
Halloween
still don't
costumes,
see how it's racist.
if we find out you're celebrating, even if you, okay, they have no constitutional right to tell a parent they can't celebrate Halloween away from school. If we find out that your kid has been celebrating, that day, we will suspend them.
Are you
Oh yeah,
serious?
that's been on, you have to understand, the further left we go, the more conservative you get.
I know, things get a little crazy.
And the naughty costumes and stuff are always under conservative types, who basically bitch and complain. Well, we're going to have alternates where people, they're going to bob for apple. They bob for apples and they can never get an apple. It's been, okay, we bobbed for apples in college and basically we were bobbing for treats. And knew there would never be any treats because no one could grab an apple. It was an impossibility, so they could make great offers. And guys being guys were always stupid because they'd see the girl almost wearing a sheet. And she's my treat. Oh, okay, so you give them the money to go bob for an
And then
apple.
go off for
You
apple.
can't get an apple. It's a total impossibility to bite an apple in water. It can't be done. Nobody can do it.
Unless somebody holds it for you.
That's right. So it was a good money maker for charity, but I mean, like I said, she basically grew up in a nunnery, and the nuns didn't have Halloween celebrations, but I had nice celebrations. College was a fun time. Movie was a real fun time. I grew up in the film industry. You have to understand what Halloween parties were like when you'd see the actors, that were big name people. What it was is they would come in an outfit like they had worn in a movie, an impressive, basically they steal the outfits from the movies they were in. That's how that works. Well, they appropriate the costume. They would come as themselves, and they'd bring their kids as little versions of themselves.
That's kind of
And they'd go, I put it this way, I saw, major stars, they go to the parties and then they leave the party and they take their kids and they'll go down, like in Beverly Hills with their kids and you'd say, I think you better give me something for my kids if you know what's best for you. Yeah, the kids. And then the other guy come out, hey, you think that I'm going to give those kids of yours something? You know what movie I'm going out from tonight? And he said, I know, but I'm bigger than you are. Well, I'm meaner than you are, and I got a machine gun. I actually would hear the actors
Are
talk.
you serious?
They would be they're in their costumes and they're in character to take their kids out trick or treating, and the kids are all going, we're not getting any candy. Well, our dads are sitting there discussing, I'm going to get more candy than you're going to get. Well, you weren't getting any candy.
What was the funniest costume or surprising costume that you heard any of the actors talking about or wearing? The old time classic one.
The old time okay. Actually, I actually went out with Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin?
Yeah, but Charlie Chaplin did not go out as a tramp.
What did he go out as?
He went out as Don Juan.
Ah.
He went out as Don Juan, and guess who went out as Don Juan? We're talking, these are people that were stars in the 20s and the 30s.
Don Juan went out as Charlie Chaplin?
Don Juan, Douglas Fairbanks went out as Charlie Chaplin, with his little cane and
that would have been fun.
and they were with their grandchildren. And they're, Derek Fairbanks is doing this, and then remember, most people don't realize that Charlie Chaplin was really a dynamite-looking guy with blonde hair and this English accent.
Really? I had no idea,
And
because
he would
I'm used to
basically-
like a mustache and
No,
dark hair.
that was all fake. But I saw him, because my father, my family been in business since 1910. We're following them around, and he is, good evening. I'm Don Juan, and he's doing this, and the girls, and then Douglas Fairbanks. It was fun, because I grew up in that area where they would go, like I said, they would have these parties, and then the actors and actresses would take their children. Okay, everybody in the area were all entertainment people, so you knew.
I bet that was fun.
So you basically, like I said, you see people competing with one another, but when you got Charlie, but there's a problem though with why he played. You have to understand, Charlie Chaplin used to get in trouble because of the girls he was seeing. So when he played Don Juan, he was closer to being Don Juan.
And then he went to being Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
No, but it was a thing. I mean, I mean, I think I saw John Wayne go out as a Roman gladiator once, but I think he was also, no, but I did grow up in Hollywood at a time when all of these men were actually really young. I mean, you'd think, well, Charlie Chaplin was, oh God, I think I met him when he was 39 years old. And Douglas Fairbanks, I think, was 30, 37, 38. These were all young, athletic men in the prime of their life that basically were ending their movie careers not because silent, they all had magnificent speaking voices. They just simply didn't think they belonged. I mean, Charlie Chaplin, I think, made maybe another 10 movies or something after the silent movies come in. And he had an ungodly speaking voice.
He was so used to the silent movies, he didn't know if he belonged in the other world.
And he just didn't feel comfortable in the other world. But
oh, that's interesting.
But I saw cowboy actors. I mean, okay, one of my relatives was Jack Starrett, who played the Durango Kid for like 100 times.
I just thought you could dress up as John Wayne.
And what people didn't understand was Jack Starrett was basically a well-known Ivy League football player. So he basically got into westerns, but he was playing a character that was an actor that had to go make a western and couldn't ride a horse. Well, he couldn't ride a horse, but he ended up doing, he did like a character for 20-some years, playing the same character. Like we're talking 100 movies, he played the Durango Kid. And he would go out trick-or-treating playing, like, he was also Shakespearean. He would go out playing, he'd go out playing, Shakespeare stuff with the children, like Julius Caesar, and he'd give the look, and he basically had this chisel.
He'd give the look.
Yeah, and everybody would dress as anti their characters for the most part, unless you were really being pissed off. Like I said, the guy, like Eddie G with, I got a machine gun, you've got a pistol. Sometimes, like I said, they steal the costumes from the movies and they would use them for Halloween. But no, it was a fun time when I was growing up. Those days don't exist anymore. They're gone because people are afraid to take their children out anymore because they've been told there's so many bad things going on. But I have heard, though, I know an actress that basically was so pissed off. I said, why the hell is nobody in my neighborhood? Nobody comes to my, like she.
Oh yeah, tell them what you did.
Yeah, she basically. I mean, I heard on Conan O'Brien. He said, "Go out as a character you're playing. I guarantee you, people will come to your house, and your kids can go out trick or treating." So she dressed up in an outfit that basically is glued onto her, and they had to line down the street. And she's so proud. My children were happiest they've ever been. They came there to see her. And she never dawned.
Actually, the dads took the kids.
Yeah.
The dads wanted to see her.
The dads wanted to see her because she looked like unreal. So
she invited them all over to her house.
And she on national television. She told people what her address was.
Which you would never see happen anymore.
No, that's desperation because I understand it because it got to one point when we were with the children in Los Angeles. And basically because the police and everybody made such a big stink that they're sitting there in the front room because they've already done their trick-or-treating because we went other places and we went to parties. And they're sitting there with the candy waiting for kids to come by and nobody would come. Maybe if we got 2 or 3 kids, we're talking to a house in bloody Brentwood, folks. Where we're talking kids everywhere. And I'd go out and there'd be the other neighbors and, we'd be walking around and I said, where are the kids? And they said, well, my wife took the kids to the mall. And I said, yeah, but if your wife takes the kids to the mall and everybody else's wife are taking the kids to the mall.
No kids are coming by.
And then they said, oh, okay, people in Brentwood were not known for brains. I can guarantee you. Duty executives may be executives. That doesn't mean they're intelligent. No, they'd just sit there and they'd be all upset about the fact they'd be sitting there with the candy waiting to give people, like we'd light up everything so they'd have this nice lit up walkway, put the dogs away, the cats were the problem. We put the cats in a room and then, we'd basically light up the front of the house because they were all there. It was a really big thing when they were, they were little, I mean, really little, before they were really going trick-or-treating on the street. Otherwise, I'd take them to parties and stuff. They'd sit there and wait for hours for the kids to come by, and they would never come because they were, they've been scared off by the police departments. Well, people are putting things in them. Well,
I remember hearing
what
that.
the heck makes you think they're not getting the same stuff at a shopping mall? Same difference. I mean, I knew that my mother used to make cookies for people, cookies and candies, and then she had to stop doing that because they tell her, "Oh, I'm sorry, but we don't know where that's been." And then we had massive amounts of fruit trees. We'd give people fresh fruit, they could pick up.
Oh.
You'd have barrel baskets out in the front where they could just pick them up. Nothing would get taken because we don't know what might be in them. So Halloween has basically been destroyed from what it was, and it will never be again because there are too many. It's not the parents, it's the do-gooders. I mean, before we end this, I'm going to tell you, I worked on an episode of Hawaii Five-0, which is like 40 years ago, and McGarrett, played by Jack Lord, he said there are do-gooders and then there are people that do good, and it's the do-gooders that always mess it up for the people that do good. So, this is our irrelevant history of like I said.
Oh, but it's
I don't know
fun.
if like I said, the problem is she grew up in a nunnery, and nuns don't have very funny Halloween.
Well, I don't have some of those old stories to share with people.
I
I just remember going out and getting the Halloween treats, and we'd all bring our baskets with the candy and dump it all out, and then we'd exchange candy.
Oh. My mother would make everything she'd put a blanket on the ground and dump it all out, and then she'd go through what the children were not supposed to have.
Oh, see that? Yeah. No, we would sit there and exchange candy.
No. My mother was definitely in charge of the candy, and if it happened to be something she liked,
Guess what she would take? Yeah.
And then my father, okay, and we'd sit there and we'd pay, actually the whole trick is that I'd be in their candy bags and they would be in everybody else's. They'd be eating candy. There'd be so much candy in their stomach